Hello again, YouTube. This is the Truth Man, give you the truth. And today, on this one, we talking about these niggas. Yeah, I be saying it. Yeah, I use the word. And when I use the word, let's clarify something. When I use the word, I'm not talking about all melanated people. I'm talking about the ones who steal. I'm talking about the ones that shoot little kids. I'm talking about the ones that terrorize their neighborhoods. I'm talking about the ones who don't try in life. It's one thing to fail. It's another thing not to try. I'm talking about the ones who go to school to play and to talk to girls. I'm talking about the ones who are young 304s, instigating, setting people up. I'm talking about the ones who rob people. I'm talking about the ones who start fights because they hang with crews. They know they ain't gonna do it when they by themselves. I'm talking about the troublemakers. You say, well, what about white people? What about this, that? You think they can't be niggas? The word means ignorant, but we classify it because that's just what we do. So, listen, man. Listen. We're not talking about the ones who teach their kids right. We're not talking about the ones who try to live righteous lives. We're not talking about the ones who just want something out of life. They don't bother nobody. We're not talking about the ones who go to work and come home. Y'all know who we talking about. Stop playing. We're talking about the ones who sing and rap about nonsense that'll get them killed, cause somebody else to get killed, or cause mischief and chaos. We talking about them. We talking about the ones who do stuff and then expect they boys, they guys, they partners, they homies to prove they self by taking the case for them, ruining their own life, even though they didn't do it. That's what we talking about when I say niggas. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the women who cheat and do all this disrespectful stuff, and then when the dude leave, she want to hit him up with alimony and child support. I'm talking about the ones who think they Nick Cannon, little fake, flake, broke Nick Cannons who ain't even got 2 quarters in their pocket that didn't come from stealing something. That's who we talking about today. And I want y'all to know that Milwaukee, don't think this just white people. Don't think this just a beer town. In fact, Milwaukee is predominantly black. And if you thinking all that weak stuff like y'all just this, that, come on over here. Come on over here and you're going to see that a lot of the older dudes, I call it old Milwaukee and new Milwaukee. Old Milwaukee, I'm going to tell you, the guys was more masculine. They was more tough. New Milwaukee, they more impulsive. They'll kill you even quicker. Old Milwaukee, you get killed, you'll get shot at and fight, barroom brawls, all that. New Milwaukee, you'll get your house shot up. Like, I knew straight shooters, killers, that they wasn't shooting people's house up because back then, people would be like, man, there's too many kids, man. We'll get them later. You know him. He gonna come around. We'll get him later. Let's go, man. New Milwaukee, man, I'm going to air your house. I'm going to shoot everybody in your house. All of this stuff is nigger behavior. I'm talking about people who get settlements and don't set nothing up for their kids. Don't do nothing for their kids. I'm talking about people who have drug addictions and they have kids and grandkids. That's all the people I'm talking about. I'm talking about dudes that you grew up with them, you had their back, you played football, basketball, all this stuff with them, and now they don't like you for no reason. They just got a problem with you now. That's niggas. That's what I'm talking about on here. I'm talking about people who you grew up with. Y'all, you remember, I don't know about your town, but in Milwaukee, in the 80s, man, you dealt with your cousins real tough. Now, a lot of time, your cousin be having kids, you don't even know them like that. That's what I'm talking about on here. And if any of my elder cousins or anything get mad at me using the word nigga, I would advise you not to watch this, because I'm putting it on Facebook. I'm talking about co-workers who talk behind your back like little punks. But then they pro-black this, pro-black that. You ain't pro-black. If you was pro-black, you wouldn't have been in that office telling stuff that didn't have nothing to do with you. You the furthest thing from pro-black. You in the office laughing and giggling and talking about another black dude. You on the phone doing it. But yet, my people this, my people. You ain't got no people. You ain't got no people. I'm putting this on Facebook. And I know they try to avoid my content because, let's be honest, a lot of people don't be wanting the truth to hit that hard. But it's reasons why we at the bottom. I practically named a lot of them already. Like, if it's all of us at a job, we should be able to get along. But I see people kissing up to the boss. Are you not talented? Why would you need to kiss up to a boss? I see all type of stuff in my 47 years of life that I just can't explain. And it's the reason why I judge people individually. I don't get caught up in that assumption and all of that, not using my brain and logic when I judge a person's behavior. My people are whoever supports me, whoever has my back, whoever makes the effort at least. I know it's hard for some of y'all, but you make the effort not to talk behind my back negatively. Those my people. Those my people right there. The people who stick up for you when needed and when necessary. And the people who, when you do something wrong, they'll tell you. Don't tell somebody else. Tell me. Those my people. We finna talk. We finna talk. And I'm going to tell you, if any of y'all visit my channel for the first time, hit the like button, share. You're free to watch whatever videos you like. But I would advise, if you're the person I'm talking about, why would you even want to go to my channel? You're just being messy. But I want to talk about this. So in Milwaukee right now, I believe they're saying we're at 159 homicides. But I believe it's much more than that. I believe they just ain't got to them. I believe it's more bodies in the morgue that are unprocessed than what they're reporting. In fact, I know it to be true. But these are the reasons why we can't get off the hump. Black people embrace what they should reject and reject what they should embrace. You better off going to church than listening to these rappers. You better off going to church than doing these drugs. You better off going to church than doing these people. But we collectively, not just in the U.S., but in the world, we like to reject what we should embrace and embrace what we should reject. And as a result, you have in the city of Milwaukee, I don't even got to bring up other cities, 87% of the murders are black on black. But yet oh man, you wrong for that, man. Vote for that black man. Why? Is he going to change? Because if he going to change stuff, yeah, I'll vote for him. But if he going to get in there and be a nigga like some of y'all, why would I vote for him? I want to vote for the person who's going to clean up these streets. No matter what color they is. And if they ain't going to at least do the majority of what they say, why vote for him? Oh, he's black. Oh, he's black. Oh, listen, you barely black. You a nigga. Look at the stuff you do and say on a regular basis. How many people do you help besides your own in some type of way? I do deliveries and stuff like that. People be asking me about it. And even though it might create more competition for me, sometimes I tell them things to help them. Man, do it like this. Do this. Do this. You know why? Because I'm black. I'm a black American. I'm a Hebrew Israelite by blood. And I don't even really claim that because a lot of them are niggas too. They'll try to sleep with your wife. They'll be going behind your back, talking about you to your wife. One reason why it's so much fighting and shooting, because niggas don't know how to respect. They like raccoon. If I showed y'all my car, I got prints all over my car because in my yard somehow it's raccoons and they be walking on my car. But if I do something to them though, I'm in the wrong. I'm going to put peppermint, I'm going to spray all type of stuff back there. Because they inviting themselves and they rabid. So why would I just allow them to be around my house? And then people call people sellouts for wanting to move to better areas. You tell me logically, from an intelligence perspective, what would make a person more of a sellout to their own? One who poisons, damages, creates havoc in his community? Or one who gets out of his community for safety to preserve his resources and to give his kids better people or no people. If you can't be around better people, you should be by yourself. Because niggas steal cars. They'll come pick your son up. Hey, man, come on, man, come roll with us. And now your son calling you from detention. That's what niggas do. Or niggas will pick your son up even though this dude just got on their live and told him, I swear to God, if I see you, I'm Swiss cheesing you. And this dude picked your son up. And now this dude see him, and he do it, and your son was in the car. Stop calling these people brothers. They're not. They're ops. They're enemies. Brothers are those who at least try to be part of the family. But y'all call him, oh, he's brown. Oh, look at that skin. My brother. Listen, man. This stuff has just gotten tired, man. Like, I don't even post on Facebook like that, but I'm putting this on there because it's tiresome how shallow some people are. It's tiresome how niggery some people are. It's tiresome. And the word means ignorant, and people use it all the time. And, If you flag me, you got to flag thousands of videos, some of your favorites too. The word means ignorant. But moving on. So, you got niggas take guns to bars. Okay, if you don't feel safe at the places you frequent and you know you can't take your gun in there and you have concealed carry, why go there? Because all that's going to happen is these young dudes are going to go through the parking lot, go through the street, and they're going to go through all the cars looking for guns and money. Because they're not being taught. And if they are being taught, they're not listening to go to work. This area has gotten, this where I'm at right now, I be over here because these are some of the best workers. Like, I know I could get my work in. But there's many parts of the city of Milwaukee and the surrounding areas that are filled with niggas. And here's why I lose sometimes in regards to my 1099 work is because either they don't show up to work or they come to work and play with the girls or the girls with the guys or they be on their phones. One time I was literally watching a dude. I knew that was my order waiting to be done. I'm sitting there looking at him. He leaning on the thing on his phone. I'm just like, and then they either are bad workers, they won't work, or they don't want to work. They think they're going to just put a gun in your face. And I'm noticing that it's a lot of older people being killed, and I know these is robberies. I know they are. I bet you the majority of them are robberies. Because these dudes, you not a man from not working. Like, it's one thing to leave a job because you don't want to slap somebody upside their head or you don't want to keep being in that toxic environment. It's another thing not to try. A lot of these dudes, they just don't try. These people are hiring. They don't try because they listening. You're not even thinking for yourself. You listening to these rappers talking about how they ain't working no 9 to 5 and how they scammers, this, that, and the other. But then you don't want to do that time. You don't want to do that time. You run like a running back, like Jonathan Taylor or somebody. You do stuff, you take off. You got a mask on. You ain't worried about that thing, that C thing. You got the mask on because you want to do stuff and you want to be out here with the rest of us. You like Hamburglar. When we was little, some of y'all know what I'm talking about. Hamburglar always had on a mask trying to steal hamburgers. The McDonald's, he was one of the characters on the McDonald's commercials for those of you that are younger. And by the way, you young, you should be listening. You don't know nothing yet. Your life practically ain't gonna start till you hit 30. But you don't listen to nobody though. And then when you get in trouble, because you will, we all do. I ain't talking about far as, it's not always jail trouble. It could be financial trouble. It could be relationship trouble. There was people who gave you advice that you could have avoided that trouble. I sat and watched, and I'm going to try to wrap this up in like 3 minutes. When I used to work at the detention center, there was this one kid. He was Latino. He was a good kid, work hard. People always give him because he just was a likable guy. But I sat and I was watching for I knew he was finna go to prison. Or no, he was finna get out. So I'm watching people talking to him, and I'm looking at his reactions, and I'm like, he gonna be right back. He ain't ready. Because even though he was a likable guy, even though he was a good worker, like when you bring him out to help you, I could see it in his eyes that he wasn't ready, that he was going to do something else. And he did. And it was bad. He was right back, and they were telling me, you know, such and such. I said, I just shook my head. In my mind, I'm like, I already knew. Unfortunately, I already knew. Because see, what they would do is they'll be like 15, 16. And you'll be telling them something. And because you giving them structure, you being more strict, you talking to them like a man, a lot of them won't even like you for that. They'll want to do stuff to you. That's this generation. You trying to help them, and if they listen to you, they're going to be fine. But yet, they'll go to the staff who might have grew up like them. See, I grew up with both parents. I had plenty uncles, some of them passed away. I grew up with both parents. I had male role models on my block with their own businesses, doing their thing, minding their own business, staying out of trouble, drug-free, all up the block, from the first house to the last house practically on the block. Responsible adults. And even if you go to the next block, same thing. You have families, responsible adults that'll tell you, man, go home. Go home. I know your dad. I'm going to tell your dad, go home. Now, you try to tell these dudes, if I ever see you on the outs, I'm going to shoot you with my stolen gun that I stole out of the Kia. Instead of, you know what, Howard, you was right. You was right, man. Like, some of them did come up to me, like this one kid named Cameron. Like, I saw him out here. He got a good job now. He's like, you know what, Howard? Man, you was right, man. Thanks for, this, that. Listen, you got to rise above your trauma. You was hungry. Okay, so you're going to be even hungrier in jail. Get you a job. As soon as you get old enough, get you a job. Work the job. Save some of your money. Use some of your money for food. Use some of your money for clothes. Do it like that. But you listen to these rappers. They doing all this in the camera. They from the same backgrounds. They're being used by people who are insecure, who want to stay on top of you, who feel more comfortable with you acting like a nigga than you acting like a responsible black, than you being like Benjamin Banneker or Charles Drew or the ones that actually did something. They feel better with you with your hands behind your back. Oh, they should have no justice, no pain. No, how about staying out of situations? You said, but sometimes you can't stay out of situations. Then that's when we ride. That's when we protest. Y'all be protesting for people who put themselves in situations. And then you get mad at me for having an opposing viewpoint. I don't care. Because some situations, I'm going to always be the opposing viewpoint. You act like I need your friendship or something. Anyway. You got to talk about these. We talk about women out here. We talk about dating. We talk about how they got they birthing Pookies and Ray Rays. But what about the Pookies and Ray Rays that they laying down with that are wreaking havoc on communities? Niggas. That's what you are. If you selling drugs, this is 2022. You don't got to do that. Create a YouTube channel. If they like you at YouTube, you liable to make a lot of money on here. There's so many ways, man, you could create a business. I saw a dude, and I don't even consider that criminal activity. This dude said, man, forget what they talking about. He created a whole little space for himself in a parking lot that they don't use, and he's selling barbecue. And I look at that like, man, this dude's smart. I don't look down on him. You got to do what you got to do to make it within a civilized manner. It's better than him poisoning his community. He practically helping his community. If his barbecue is good, I'm going to have to try it. But you got to address these niggas. Stop telling me that I have to side with these people, because I don't. I'm siding with right. I'm siding with good. I'm siding with God. You see, here's another thing that's very high schoolish and elementary with niggas too. They think that somehow your life is going to stop when they say, I don't F with him. You don't gotta F with me. Especially if you're a dummy, I don't want to F with you anyway. It might cost me too much. I don't F with him. So, they be at work. These jobs, I done heard people say, don't, listen. Responsible adults, smart adults, don't care who you F with, because most of them, they ain't coming outside anyway. It's too dangerous. It's too dumb. They gonna do they gonna work. The smart people, the people that I would like and deal with, I ain't gonna never see them. Because you know what they gonna do? They gonna go to work. They gonna get somewhere and sit down and relax with a beer or something else. Because they know what's out here. What's out here, they call them, if you play video games, Dead by Daylight, it's a character named the Doctor. I was just asking my son what his name was, because we be joking around. I said, that's how these niggas be out here looking. He be like this, just looking for somebody to mess with. That's how they are. You can't even go to some of these stores without these dudes. Listen, man, I'm heterosexual, man. I don't know why or what you trying to accomplish, but some of these dudes will sit there and stare at you like we used to look at women in the 90s that we was trying to get with, that we was trying to get their number. It ain't that kind of party, homeboy. Now, I don't know if that's what you up to. Maybe you just one of the bums, and it don't matter how you dress. Maybe you just one of the bums who you think and you hope that I have something in my pocket that you can take and meet your needs. Man, what a chump, man. You need to be a man. You need to be a man. It's more to being a man just having a pair of nuts. I think that's being proven every day. Some people got them, and they don't want to be that. They take their shoes off. They feet look like a well-groomed woman's feet. But anyway, we ain't gonna go there, because we know. I know some of y'all sensitive with that. I know. I'll accommodate you. But anyway, niggas making up stuff too. A lot of this Me Too stuff, it used to be the total opposite. When I went to Jackson State, you never heard this stuff. Oh, he did this, he did that. Now, these niggas are in on this stuff the same. I done literally heard, I'm going to go in the office on him. What'd he do? Then they tell you, like, wait a minute. You going to go in the office and get that man fired over that? I remember it was a girl in Texas that was cool. She was playing around with him too. I told him, I said, man, if I was you, because I used to be, our workstation was by each other. So I used to be right there. I told him, I said, if I was you, man, I would stop playing with her like that. He said, man, I wasn't working here 27 years. They ain't gonna do nothing to me. You know what they did? They fired him. He had 2 years to go before he could retire, and they fired him over what she said, and she was playing with him too. I was there. I tried to tell him, I said, well, I'm being honest, it was kind of both ways. I don't think he should be fired over the things that they was over here saying. They didn't listen to me. They didn't listen to me. All this delusional, y'all putting stuff that never happened because you got mental issues. Putting stuff, damaging people's reputation because you have mental issues. I know it's something else that somebody said. I knew from the jump when she said it, man, that ain't. I was like, man, that didn't happen. That didn't happen. Because even though you could never fully know somebody, I knew the person enough to know that that was pure delusion and mental issues on her behalf. See, some people be having the schizophrenic tendencies, and they'll reach whoever was around them, making up stuff. That's dangerous, man. That's why you can't be around these niggas, man. You never know what they gonna make up, for one. And I've seen it. And then when people be acting funny towards you, sometimes you be like, you be wondering like, man, what's going on with this person? You never know what somebody done said or told them. You never know. They ain't gonna say nothing. Cause another thing about niggas is they will snitch on meaningless stuff, but the stuff that they should tell, they won't. They won't. But anyway, this video went kind of longer than y'all attention spans. I hope y'all got to this point in the video. I really do, because I think that we need to make changes individually. You need to stop embracing stuff that's going to get you locked up, get you in jail, have you on food stamp. You know, because those money problems, when you young, you don't see them yet. But you got to learn how to manage your money so when you get older like me, you won't have those money problems. Because guess what? Them niggas ain't going to help you. Niggas don't help each other. So, let's end this video. The channel is the No Matrix, No Simping, All Subjects channel. No Matrix, no taking up for people just because y'all the same color or similar colors. Let's follow right from wrong. Let's reject the wrong and embrace the right. We talk about all subjects on this channel. Thanks to all my new subscribers. Thank you for all the encouraging comments. And I will see you on the next video.